Well, good morning and welcome back to our final fabulous segment here on Cityline. Speaking of fabulous, fantastic, and any other phenomenal, well, phenomenal is a PH, but it sounds like fantastic. My next guest is unbelievable. She is here to talk about community, creativity, and the power of story. Please welcome back this beauty inside and out, Melinda Raebyne. Hello, my dear. You are an award-winning creative person, director. You just ooze creativity.
Oh my gosh, you just know how to make someone feel so
well,
good.
It's true, you are.
Amanda.
Well, thank you, and thank you for being here. For viewers who may be new to your work, can you tell us a little bit about who you are as a filmmaker and what draws you to telling these kind of community-centered stories?
I am like you said, a filmmaker, but I'm drawn to the stories that aren't out there in the mainstream public, than the main media. And I find that it is, I hate to say everyday people, but us people, each individual has a heroic story within themselves. And I think we forget that because we're always flashed with like these big celebrities and these big stars, and you need to be like that in order for your story to matter. Right. And that is not true. Every person's story matters. And I think I'm really drawn to the people who their voices tend to be pushed down the most. So people like homelessness, or people that have experienced abuse, sexual abuse, trauma, young children that have been trafficked. Those are where my heart is really drawn to.
Yeah, because everybody who was in that group is someone's son or daughter. When I am outside of the studio and I see people who don't have a permanent place to live and they ask me for something, and I always give it, it's not up to me to judge. I ask their name and say, you're someone's son or daughter. You're visible. You matter to us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So for several of the projects we're talking about today, Through My Eyes and For Sale received support from the city of Tacoma through the Tacoma Arts Initiative program. How did that program their funding bring this to life?
It gave the foundation a money source to make the film possible, which is huge. I don't know if people realize, as being an artist, you're in doing this work day in and day out, one, you're having people who don't even believe in you. Right? And so you're like, no, this matters, and you've got to find the will to keep going. So when you get the money that says, we recognize your work is important, and we want to join with you in telling these important stories, that does something so profound to my soul.
It does.
And then it brings people together, because like yourself, being on a set, it takes people to come together to make things possible. So not only are we telling stories, but bringing a place of community as we're telling those stories.
Oh, I love that. And we're showing, as you and I have this rich conversation, Through My Eyes, and we'll continue to show it so people can get the power of our words, but also the power of the film. Let's talk about Through My Eyes. What inspired this project, and why is it important for children to be the ones holding the cameras and telling their stories?
It was because I was doing a piece looking at COVID, and I was telling stories from around the world, and I realized the story I didn't have that is so important was children and their voices. So when the grant came available, through the city of Tacoma, I applied and pitched this film, and then COVID's kind of that thing it's kind of settled and taken care of. But the youth voices are something that we need to actively participate and ask to hear, because not only are they our future, but they are our now in this moment in time, and they look through the world through the eyes of creativity and innocence and possibility, and something we tend to lose as adults. So maybe by allowing them to have a platform to tell their truths, not just through their voice, but like you said, through footage, through film, maybe it will help us as a society to hear them, to heal, and to come together. I think the majority of us in this world want peace and want to come together.
I believe that's true. Let's talk about For Sale, because that is, as you're going to tell us, a very different project.
Yes.
What is it about?
So For Sale looks at elevating the voices of children that have been trafficked. And the again was funded, got funding from City of Tacoma, the TAP funding, and with that piece, it became the first public art piece ever in Tacoma looking at the specific topic. But what you hear in the short film is actually voices of survivors. So their voices become the subconscious of the girl in the piece.
Oh my goodness.
And we don't want to traumatize those who've already experienced such great tragedy. I want to say tragedy because they are these phenomenal women who are doing great things in community now. But so I decided to use their voices to become her subconscious.
You are so tender and protective of these delicate conversations that we're having. You're so responsible. I love this about you. This project also involved some local partnerships. Tell us about that.
For sale. For sale was like if Spaceworks.
Yes.
Gave it a place to, you can make art, if it's not seen, it doesn't have the impact that it really needs to have to move community, to move people to think, right? So it gave it a platform to be seen. And oh my gosh, and it was also screened, the full version. There's Spaceworks did a minute loop of it, but the Tacoma Film Festival gave it a voice on the big screen.
Wow.
And so that was phenomenal. And I'm just grateful for Tacoma,
absolutely,
the city.
So speaking of that gratitude, who do we need to thank in these last few minutes?
Oh my goodness, there are so many people to thank. Of course, those who provided funding and funding sources for my work to be out there, the TAP grant, the 253 filmmakers grant, but really it's community. And when I said City of Tacoma, I didn't just mean funding sources, but I meant the people. And I am where I'm at today because of people like you who believe in my stories and want to lift it up and let other people experience it. Thank you.
Well, this is the first of many conversations that we are going to have on and off the air. So I thank you so much for giving so much of your beautiful, vulnerable self, standing in your truth, and letting all of us see it. So thank you so much, Melinda.
Thank you. I want to give you a hug.
Okay, we're almost done. Hang on. That wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It is truly always a pleasure and privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about, so go out there and be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.